individual.
Customer 56 for DeMarcus or 24 versus yes. How's it going right now? Coming back is seeing how good it's done to get to this point.
It's exciting. I can't imagine what he's gone through around like physically, mentally, the long years we had. Being around our team, summer, understanding this day was going to come, not really knowing when it was going to happen, but when you're around this environment and kind of the buzz and just the amount of attention and the atmosphere we play in every night, and having to watch, I know that's tough, and hopefully we continue to motivate him to stick with his rehab routine and getting ready to play. And now that the lights at the end of the tunnel, we can see it. It's got to be exciting for him just to get back out there on the floor and compete and help us win basketball games. So there's a nice little buzz for sure. Practice, locker room, knowing next week we'll be back, but we got some work to take care of before him.
I feel like it's the right time for the year. That right in the middle, before the All-Star break, a little dry.
Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the year, breaking the season down into quarters, if you will, and we're in the third one now, so the regular season, the third quarter of it, and I haven't played great, consistently great, and this was obviously, again, not knowing when it was going to happen. This was an opportunity for us to kind of shock the system a little bit, understand what it's going to mean to have DeMarcus in the rotation, figure out how we're going to play, with him on the floor, and we want to string some games together where we put a nice little win streak together. We talked about it a couple of times, but we haven't been able to do it. So why not now?
I think you're like 3 points from passing the distance area to third. Do you ever sit back and think, is it crazy that it's only 10 years into your career and you're already there?
I don't think about it that much. I just still think about it in terms of the names that I'm chasing. I got the numbers mixed up in Sacramento and thought that I caught Jason, and it was in the top 3 of those with Reggie and Ray. I wanted to keep the game ball from that game just because of growing up. Like those two guys were the metric for 3-point shooting, and I paid so close attention to when Ray was chasing Reggie in that whole race. I remember the game when he finally passed and Reggie was on the sideline and commentating the game, and he walked over and shook his hand. Like that moment was special for guys that love to shoot the basketball. So for me to be close to right there with my name next to those two guys in terms of 3-point shooting, I wanted to kind of remember that moment, even though it didn't happen. So for me to be that close is special. And again, the longevity of what those numbers mean, I want to continue to chase it.
It'll be my first time tonight over the Oracle. What's the atmosphere like?
It's special. We have the best fans, the most loyal fans. I think in terms of just expecting greatness every night and understanding the run we've been on. It's just an electric atmosphere for sure. So we're going to give them something to cheer about every night.
How will the vibe change if there will change?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I know the venue will be obviously better and state of the art. I'm sure our fans from the East will travel to San Francisco to show up at the Chase Center and whatnot, but I'm not sure how different the vibe will be. It'll be brand new. It'll be a new atmosphere in terms of just kind of that first month or two will be weird, just being in a different building as the home team.
So how do you guys try to make DeMarcus feel about
just being ourselves, to be honest. I mean, a lot of us have had experience with him throughout our league days with playing Team USA stuff or summer workouts, all that type of stuff. So you really just make him feel included in terms of when you see him doing rehab and stuff, check in on him, because obviously the schedule's a little different in terms of what he was doing early in the year versus our practice schedule, game schedule, all that type of stuff. But he's done a great job himself of staying plugged in. Like, it would be easy for a guy in this situation to just march to the beat of your own drum and only worry about what you got going on. The fact he's on the bench every game, he's talking to the young guys, he's present in the locker room. That's a willingness on his side to stay engaged mentally in the process, so that hopefully that transition will be a lot smoother for him, with all the time that he's missed.
What does it do for you to pass a guy like John Corver again? I know you have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of his name always pops up in the best shooter in the league conversations, and knowing that's his his skill set when he's on the floor, it's still hard to take it away from him. So, all those names up there, for whatever reason, from my experience of being a fan of the league, competing against those guys, whatever the case is, they push the needle for sure. For guys like myself and guys coming up to kind of chase those numbers, so closing in is pretty special.
It's good to go off. As far as the three-point shooting goes, more broadly standpoint, how sustainable do you think it is for the league to have teams just run up and down the floor shooting all the time, like it seems like they are the last couple of years?
If you got the talent to do it, do it. I think in terms of just a shift in perspective, like what guys are working on and how they're trying to get better, expand their game, how teams are putting together lineups on the floor that highlight the three-point shot. Try to shoot high percentages. That's the biggest thing. If you're just out there slinging it and shooting 20% every night, that's no fun to watch. But in terms of talent and skill set showing up and how you create those three-point shots and guys knocking them down at a high percentage and it producing wins, like that, to me, has been a huge part of my game. Will continue to be a huge part of my game from a team perspective. I'm sure it'll continue to shift in that direction. The sustainability of it, who knows? I'm sure nobody really could predict this, but every area is a little different.
Kind of go off topic, but what makes NBA players and coaches afraid to delve into the politics? You got to absolutely that's something other guys and other
mainly just understanding the platform you have and being aware and cognizant of how far-reaching your voice could be in terms of speaking for those that can't speak for themselves, or highlighting an issue that's important to you. And in terms of like this league, we have guys all around the league, and even from Adam Silver on down, that encourage you to be knowledgeable and educated about what you're talking about, respectful, but unashamed again to speak about on those type of topics. And I think we support each other in that effort, which people want to hear what we have to say. It's wild how headlines pop up and coverages shift here and there based on something that we say into a microphone, and that's huge. We respect that opportunity and the value of what that means.
Kevin said something, kind of going back to the three-point. Kevin said something after the Sacramento game where he seemed to think that this, also the infatuation with the three-point shot, the way the league has been going, following you guys will fade away.
Has he said anything that affects you guys? That he thinks that if he comes into the locker room every morning and he's like, guys, stop shooting so many threes.
What do you think about it? It's maybe that it's a fad, or that it'll go back to
again. Guys that shoot the ball well will continue to shoot it. When it doesn't reap benefits or results don't show up, then that's when things might change. But I'm not can't really predict how stuff's going to happen. But in terms of again, how guys from a younger age are working on shooting basketball, the perspective of how they can use that as a weapon in their own game materializes every year. It's obviously trending in a certain direction, so you want to celebrate guys that can do it really well, and teams that can do it well. And it'll show at the end of the year in the playoffs. If the team wants to come out and shoot 63s and they're making 10 of them, and they're losing, they probably might shift it up a little bit, or switch it up a little bit. But in terms of creating open threes, shooting at a high percentage, kind of how we play, it's obviously proved successful.
Thank you.